Hello, my name is Kyle.
I'm Alex.
I'm Rachel.
This is Tony.
And we are Pseudo Adults. Welcome to episode 217 of the Pseudo Adults podcast. This is our show on the internet where we say, hey, we watched this movie called NOSFERATU, and it's probably the best thing ever. We'll find out. And you can follow me and you could subscribe to Pseudo Adults the same way that you find podcasts. I've only said this a few times. And you can follow me on Blue Sky at Pseudo Adults.
You like us, you like our faces, go to youtube.com/SpaceSamboni. Look at other gaming channels. Look at everything else we got. It's all there. youtube.com/SpaceSamboni. Go to the bottom. More from our team. We got everything there. youtube.com/SpaceSamboni. You join for $1 a month. You get to enjoy beautiful podcasts like this. Yay. With your eyes.
And your nose.
All at your nose.
Hi, guys. Please subscribe to Murder We Spoke.
It's a lot more beggy than
Yeah.
What happened?
I got the after holiday blues. Please subscribe. It's going to be a new year. You're going to want to listen to some murder. You know you do. You know you want to listen to it on your drive home and back from work.
What is it?
Murder We Spoke.
What is Murder We Spoke?
Conspiracies.
It's conspiracy.
Murder mysteries. You name it.
Murder.
Do you like the movie Clue? That's us.
Yeah, I'm
solve
the
it
sexy
sometime,
one.
maybe.
I'm the sexy one.
Whoa, and I'm the ugly one.
Together, we
Just
make
like Clue.
Murder We Spoke. You're like, damn. So please subscribe.
Please.
Cancel your gym memberships. Don't.
Isn't
ever
it free to
for
subscribe?
Yes.
Yes, but it's the New Year's. People,
But I want you to
people just got their gym
donate.
membership.
Yeah,
for
let
New
them
Year's
keep it
resolution
for a month.
keep it for a month and then give me
Cancel.
the money that you would pay them, and then we'll be fine.
Where are they even sending you money?
Don't worry about
It's a
it.
free podcast.
You gotta watch the show.
To find out.
At the very end, there's a QR code that says donate to Matt and Rachel's expenses. Please, God, please. Just please, God, please subscribe. Please, God. Oh my God, I'm gonna do that. Go to my Amazon wish list. It's all Murder We Spoke. Murder We Spoke merch.
Whoa.
That's my wish list for you to buy our Murder We Spoke merch.
Please.
All right, guys.
So it's been just a week or so since we last recorded. I feel like asking you guys how the Sonic Symphony was again.
It was awesome.
A week later, how was it?
Still very good.
Phenomenal.
I'd go back.
Really awesome.
It was fun.
What was your favorite part?
The rock band.
The rock concert part.
The part where they didn't have the symphony.
No, they did. They were still doing.
But they were like, "Listen, we're gonna turn these guitars up to 11."
It was like Yellow Card, except with a lot more instrumental people.
Yeah, there was a lot more.
Yeah, I can imagine lead singer Yellow Card being Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I even liked the beginning part with the levels and everybody reacting to, like, them going through the orchestra part with the levels and Sonic almost drowning, and they're like,
I guess this other thing that happened recently was the holidays.
What's that?
Well,
first,
I don't know how it started. That probably would be a good Optimism Corner fact. But
Paganism?
once upon a time, some
paganism.
people believed there was a man named Jesus.
No,
And
that's
Judaism.
not how it started. Started way before that, but because it was a pagan holiday that the Christians
just transferred
converted.
Before Jesus
So
was
that
born?
people wouldn't revolt against, like, things changing. So they said, here,
We'll make this easy.
it actually falls on the same exact days, too. So,
Jesus was like born in July or whatever.
yeah, he was born in July.
And I actually know where the gift wrapping came from, because they used to play this game in their old pagan elementary school where they'd wrap you up like a mummy, and then you'd have to put your hand in the bag and grab something, and they'd be like, is it an eyeball? Is it thing? And then like, wait, hold on. We could wrap gifts and give it to people.
Huh.
And that's how it started.
I like that.
Well,
I know
That was like a sober drunk history retelling.
Christmas trees were also a pagan thing, decorating specifically pine trees. was it came from Germany, so you can just kind of
Deutschland.
That also came from them TPing houses after having a rebel strike in high school.
blowing out candles,
And then they're like,
blowing out birthday
"Wait a second,
candles.
we
and
could do
making
this
a
for the
wish.
trees.
Blowing out birthday candles and making a wish is a pagan thing too.
That happened because they used the toilet paper.
They would light them on fire at people's houses.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, fuck this guy! We're gonna set this cake on fire in his driveway."
And someone just tried to blow
Outside
it out.
and wait, we should do this for birthdays.
Wait.
Very
Make a wish.
What about the annual blowing out of the bag? When did that come about? Like, it's the week before Christmas?
So that started because there was toilet paper. Everything's like based around toilet paper.
Gotcha. Where did toilet paper start from?
So one guy was taking a big old shit in the woods, and he used leaves to wipe his ass. And he goes, "Wait a second, we could do this with paper."
Oh.
And then he used like real paper, and then he's like, "No, that's no good. We need some kind of."
He used like printer paper, which didn't exist yet.
yeah. He used faxing paper. It's like, wait a second, we need some kind of toilet paper.
Even though there's no toilets yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, "What are we, some kind of suicide squad?"
They said that back then?
Yeah. That's where suicide squad.
So that creates the necessity for the toilet invention.
The crapper.
Okay, so we're learning a lot this episode, so I hope you all enjoyed your holidays with your toilet papers. I hope Santa gave you, and the elves gave you a lot of toilet paper. This episode is sponsored by Sharp.
I wish. We got to reach out. Look how much we talked about toilet paper on this podcast.
For like a conspiracy, the whole thing.
You see those bare booties? All right. So you guys went to the movies yesterday. You used your fancy passes and saw this movie called NOSFERATU. So they had over 100 years to make this movie, to my understanding, because it's one of like the earliest of cinema. So I'm sure they took their time. They got it right. It was probably perfection. If they're going to make another NOSFERATU movie in 2020, I want to say 6, this is the current year, that I think they have to have mastered it. So what was that? Well, how was it?
That's
Take
a
a
sound.
that is a sound.
Before you go in there, just
hype
know
was,
this
like,
is like
high,
an
right?
eclectic man making a movie. This is what it felt like. I felt like it was, let me start out by the length of the movie. It was the length. It almost was like he knew he wanted to beat the record of the longest like remake of a movie, and he extended it so he could make that longest length of a movie. It didn't need to be that long at all. Like at all.
The original's only like an hour 30.
No, yeah, this one was like 2-ish,
Yeah, 2:40.
40 or something like that. It was like 3 hours. Actors, good actors. I was talking to Tony. I was like, even the atmosphere of it was good. Like they had a good setup. Script,
Lacking?
it was lacking. I think the script. I think it went back to too many things, too many times.
I liked it because it was funny. Because there's
I was getting Joker 2.
No, I mean, I think Joker 2 is still worse.
No, I don't know. I mean, I like the movie.
Joker 2 is
Yeah, Joker 2 I still like, though. But I like this more than Joker 2, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe on the same level.
Just to do a feeler,
don't know.
because I think you saw all 3 of these. I didn't see any of them. So it's perfect for me. NOSFERATU, Joker 2, and Morbius. Rank them.
Morbius, Joker 2,
Is that-
and NOSFERATU's.
Wait, which was the best? Which is the worst?
Yeah.
the-
Which order?
Number 1?
I wouldn't say the best. I'm not going to say the best because
yeah,
this is the
one-
order of the worst.
So from worst to best?
Best in the way that it's not like a 5-star movie. NOSFERATU
saying-
was not a 5-star movie. All right.
I honestly don't know the order.
I like Morbius the most.
Of the 3, yeah.
I did, yeah.
I haven't seen
I
it.
don't know. I still think
Morbius is bad.
Morbius is
I
bad.
think Morbius was also like they were both like slightly boring. Like, but at least Morbius wasn't 3 hours long. If it was, I'd shoot.
Morbius thinks it's a...
3 hours long. I keep
Nolan.
falling asleep to it.
All right,
not-
man.
I stopped trying to watch it.
Yeah, it's.
I told Gianna, and I felt so bad because never in a movie have I done this, but I'm watching the movie, and I was already feeling like I was drifting off for NOSFERATU, and I said, I'm going to try to sleep. Because I'd rather get another 2 hours of sleep than have to sit through this.
Wow.
And I tried to like force
Yeah.
myself to sleep, and I couldn't. I was like, damn it, fuck.
Yeah.
But I was almost falling asleep at first.
It was like certain parts were like way too drawn out. Like I said before, A24 movie, it's like having that long drawn out scene of just looking at something. It wasn't as bad as
A ghost story.
the ghost story, because that
Where you just watch a woman eat cake for 20 minutes.
Sounds like some people would really love it.
for 20 minutes, and the wall for 20 minutes. But the worst part is if they shortened it and they condensed that story and took out almost all of the sex scenes, because I was not interested in
That's
that.
the best part.
No,
Those were the funniest parts.
I was not interested. I go, just get rid of that. I went, again, I don't want to see them.
Can we
sex
give like a
again.
quick summary of the movie?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
so
we
people
could
know
do
what we're
that.
talking about.
So, if you've watched Dracula, you've watched this movie.
If you watch Dracula,
Essentially.
it's the same-
Minus 3 brides.
Yeah, minus the 3 brides. So yeah, it's basically this guy. He's works for this real estate place, and Dracula wants to buy some real estate. So this guy goes to travel to Dracula's land over there. Dracula is like this old, decrepit-looking guy.
His voice.
I wanted this land.
Okay.
That you did it very
Yep.
good at.
Yeah.
That's
Holy
how he
shit.
sounded the whole movie.
Yeah,
Continue.
that's how he sounds like.
The whole movie.
And yeah,
Oh, well,
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yeah, Nosferatu. But
Olak, whatever they call him.
Ola, yeah,
Count
Well,
Orlok.
Count Olak.
Call me Lord.
And so he starts sucking on the guy's blood or whatever. and-
It's pretty badass. Yeah, and what's crazy is
What?
that there is Orlok seems pretty bi because he's like really sucking on
Oh yeah,
He's sucking
he's
on his
definitely
Renfield or
He's
whatever.
basically
he's basically Renfield.
Renfield's chest, and he's all naked, like straddling him
Yeah.
while drinking his blood off of his chest.
I'm just gonna picture this movie as the Nicolas Cage one. Then
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's weird because it is also Nicholas Holt.
Yeah,
That plays
it
Renfield.
is. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
wait, he plays the same character.
Yes.
Essentially,
Yes.
What? Yeah. He's just typecasted, apparently.
Yeah, it's Renfield.
yeah.
One character.
I also feel like this actor always gets like cuckolded. Always in like a lot of movies, he also was cuckolded. in
But
this
she
movie. I went,
had in
"Oh,
her course after being
a
treated
minute,
like
for
dirt.
like a minute
Yeah.
for a second.
Well, I mean, maybe she
He
was
got
possessed.
treated like dirt, and she told him he's a better lover than you. I went, ooh.
Well, it was just
Because
egging him on to plow.
And then she's like, have sex with me so he could see.
Yeah.
And there's no implication that he's seeing it.
yeah.
I
They were
like
trying to
that
cuck
again.
Dracula or Nosferatu, whatever. Olak.
Yeah, they were like, I don't know.
It's
I
one of those sex movies.
Yes.
I think I made the
It's quite
mistake of
spicy.
walking into this movie like very excited for it. I think that was my mistake.
I didn't. I was like, oh, all right. I guess this is a remake.
I kind of
I was
walked
excited.
after we tried to watch the original Nosferatu before, and that gave
hard.
me the expectation of like, oh, okay, don't expect anything.
Yeah.
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 Because it was just a silent film, and it was really
The
boring.
80s ones. The 80s one I looked up had a 97% audience score. That one's from the 80s, and I forgot, it was fresh on
Rotten Tomatoes.
that one they said like has a cult following. That's why it was so like
I feel like the same thing could happen at this movie, though.
It
Like
could.
it could get a cult following, and people could.
this is
love
like
it.
the door, or what is it called, the room, where it could get a cult following. Like I feel like the actors are good.
The acting.
The actors did what they needed to do, and they did it well. William Dafoe's a crazy man,
Yeah.
kind of like
Well, he's
crazy.
a doctor. He was a good
Just
doctor.
to summarize really quick, too. The whole point of the movie is Nosferatu being a really big simp over this girl that he really wants to just suck her blood. So
I think
much
they
that
got
his
married because it
overindulgence
was-
is like
It was
His downfall.
implied that she was already married to him, and then she married this guy, and that's why he's angry because she married him. And
I
made
thought it
this
was just
agreement
that
with
one night thing.
No, she said that she was promised to him already.
Wasn't it from that night?
No, it was from when she was younger. She said when she was younger, she was all alone, and she prayed. That's when she.
I thought
prayed
that's
to
what
that
we
guy.
saw at the beginning of the movie. That's why they were like years later.
Did, but it was. She implied that she was apparently like promised to the. Like that was.
Oh, I guess I
She
misinterpreted.
might as well have already been married to him, and then she goes and marries this other guy. So that's why
My-
he's super pissed.
My confusion comes from why specifically her? Why?
Because she sleepwalks and she's psychic, I guess.
Because she was lonely, and she said, somebody needs to fill this dirty pussy.
Yeah, but she's the only one who did that? I'm sure there's other women who did that.
Then there's probably more than one NOSFERATU.
William Dafoe did, I guess, in the movie, did say that because she's like prone to like sleepwalking and being able to tell when things happen, that she's not of this world.
Yeah.
So she's more like a lighthouse.
But this has happened enough for them to have a book that tells them exactly how to defeat him. So, and he's been defeated the same way before.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Yeah, what happened to his other wife?
Yeah.
It must not be the same one.
Yeah.
Right? Or he is awoken every now and then, and he just
falls for the same trick.
Yeah, like the Scooby-Doo villain.
You awoke at me, you called me. That's what it reminded. You awoke at me, you called me.
And instead of looking creepy, he's just this old guy with a comb over and a mustache.
Yeah.
It's like Freddie Mercury, like towards the end of his time.
Yeah. Little corpsey.
This is Nosferatu himself.
Yeah.
They should have made him bald and pointy.
Does it bother? Does it create any feelings into you that Bill Skarsgård gets to play like every single of these characters now? He was like Pennywise.
He
did a cool job.
I could
Yeah,
tell.
you couldn't
No.
tell.
I could not tell.
Apparently he
Big
trained.
Bird, he's Jabba the Hutt.
I heard he practiced with a opera singer to get that low of. He had to warm up the way an opera singer warms up to get that low.
You should just hired Matt.
Just hired
Did it
him.
in 2 seconds.
And
Are you
they
good at drinking blood?
Yes. I love drinking blood.
he actually had somebody from that country to come and like train him how to do the accent for everything. I feel bad because he's like a method actor. I'm like, a shitty movie is a shitty movie, but I'm like,
He was also in The Crow, and that was terrible.
oh no, he wasn't none. Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yes.
He was in the most modern Crow. Yeah. Jerry blocked
The
it.
director's shitty writing. That's all I'm saying.
I'm blaming his agent, not him.
Okay.
I'm sure the check's cleared. That's okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm sure he's living his best life with all that Nosferatu.
I was actually interested very much in seeing this movie too, and
Good luck.
I'm not just. Well, I'm not interested anymore.
No, and I basically was like, I wasn't able to make it.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. Well,
To be honest.
we were preparing the house because we're having international guests over, and let's just say I'm going to have them for dinner.
Oh.
Where are they coming from?
International, Antarctica.
Okay.
Penguins?
Yeah,
I just wanna know.
they're bringing toilet paper.
Whoa. New inventions coming out of that.
And necessity.
You know Charmin royalty?
Yeah,
But
you haven't heard about the Charmin penguins, have you? All right. Well,
Say wipe well enough.
yeah. I think we're on our second ad break now.
there were certain scenes in the movie where I'm like, this could have had potential, and they kind of
All the Aaron Taylor Johnson stuff, I was like, cool. He's going to have like a redemption arc, and he's going to be kind of cooler. Because everyone's like, we need him.
Yeah.
Fucking need him.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you didn't fucking need him at all.
Yeah.
In fact, I think he fucked his wife's corpse.
He did. He's right.
Yeah.
And it was really funny.
So
They didn't show it.
the thing is, I feel like a lot of his scene, not a lot. There was a few scenes where I'm like, you're going too hard. You need to pull it back.
Nah, I think
Where
they're
he's
just
like,
right.
my man. Like I was like, pull it back. You're doing too much. You sound like you're making fun of it. Pull back.
So one of the
Where's
things
the director? Where's the fucking
cinematography is great. I like the cinematography.
amazing cinematography?
But yeah,
That's-
so even the acting, yeah, there was some moments where it was
and just a movie, was it?
so there's some parts of acting where it was really good, but there's other parts that I felt like were melodramatic, where it's kind of like too dramatic, where it's like almost like a parody of itself. Especially when the girl was talking like off and looking this way in the camera shot, it reminded me of like an SNL skit of making fun of what this movie would be.
William Dafoe was in another movie.
Oh yeah.
Different movie.
He was in a soap opera.
earlier.
He's even like, get this.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like they cast him because they're like, oh man, he's really good at acting, and he acted the shit out of this movie, and nobody could keep up with him because he had so much energy in this movie. I go, are you on cocaine? Do you need like? He had so much energy.
But he felt like the same character from that Emma Stone movie.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Like that movie, like Little Things or whatever it's called.
then I think you would appreciate this movie. I
Does it
remember you
just go
guys
like an
talking about it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we've seen it.
The one where Emma Stone has sex with everybody.
That's pretty much what this movie was, except it was a vampire that has
Yeah,
sex
when
with
she
everybody.
said, "Come, I need to talk to you in the alleyway," I turned around and go, "She gets around with everybody.
She does.
She's getting around with everyone." I go, "This is a movie about her just getting around behind the Sim's back."
Who's the main character of this movie?
Ooh, it's
There's
between
like-
the main guy
Oh,
and the
really?
girl. There's like a few main characters.
Okay.
It's
The
Nicholas Hoult and the girl are the main.
yeah. Like the main is the girl because that's who you start with in the movie and that's kind of how you end with the movie.
Yeah, Rose Depp character?
yeah.
Okay.
And then you follow
And then,
Nicholas Hoult.
but you follow Nicholas Hoult, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you should do that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Agreed.
Have you ever seen the show The Great? That's Nicholas Holt's I think it's a Hulu show.
Oh, the great, yes.
He's very funny.
Catherine the Great. Yeah. I like him I think he plays really well in comedy roles. I think that's where he should be. Not to be mean. It's like where people are really good at something and it's comedy. He's really good at comedy. When I see him in a serious movie, all I see is a comedy. I'm like, I can't.
Well, he's going to be Lex Luthor.
Yeah, it's going to be Lex Luthor.
That's why I said, it's going to be a soup to me because that's
Yeah, how unless he surprises us, I was like, yeah, he's going to make us laugh.
he's either makes me laugh or he's an asshole. That's who he plays in.
But even as an
movies.
asshole, I feel like he makes you laugh.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said
Because there's his character in The Great. In The Great, he's a gigantic asshole.
Yeah, he's an asshole, and he's like a little dumb. But he's the comedy in the show. It's a good show.
He also played Beast and
Yeah.
in that Romeo and
Yeah, he
Juliet
was a-
movie. He was the zombie Romeo.
Oh, I thought you said he played Beast in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I thought you said that too. I was confused. I was like,
I can't stand the Capulets. Okay, well, thank you for your honest take on...
I'm sad
what?
because I really wanted something good out of this movie. They talked it up so much that
Yeah,
I
I know,
thought
they
this was
do.
going to be.
They do that all the time.
I thought this was going to be like the best remake, and I really liked this director. Like he is an upcoming horror film director, like very new. He's maybe made 3 famous movies out of everything. So again, he's still kind of new. I get it. We all make shitty movies once in a while, but like,
well, Kyle said he saw The Lighthouse, right?
Was it
and you
good?
said it was kind of boring.
there you go.
We talked about it before we started recording. Is this the same director?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's the same director as the Witch too. He only did like 3 or 4 famous movies.
The Lighthouse,
Lighthouse.
I feel like sounds like the
Northman.
same exact criticisms you have of this movie. I mean, it goes for the artsiness of it, which sounds like you said the cinematography was on point. That's all very, very true. They shot it like a very old fashioned movie, but then it goes to a place. It becomes like a strange, I guess, monster movie. But it's like if you're not like I wasn't prepared for it to be as boring as it was. Like, you're sitting there for an art flick. You're not sitting there for like a movie that moves. So if you want to do that, you'll enjoy it. Otherwise, you maybe have that little fast forward button and fly through it, and you might see some body parts of a mermaid. I don't know.
I know I watched The Witch, which was one of his first ones. It's not as slow as I guess the other movies, but it's not good either. It's like
Yeah, let me talk about it.
it's meh. It's very grounded. It's like 1800s witches, like these forgot what they're called. These pilgrims get kicked out of their settlement for being something. He's a preacher or a priest. The dad's a priest. And they start being like, a witch. The witch stole their little baby. Like, the girl's going, peekaboo, peekaboo. And then the baby's gone. And she's like,
Yes, sounds familiar.
yeah, you've definitely seen the commercials for it. That one, I don't know.
I would say, I mean, my last thought about this movie I've never seen is if you said that there was already one that has like a cult following, a huge like audience favor, why would you remake that movie? You're just setting yourself up to be like, it's
The
not.
Crow.
That's what they do with The Crow.
You should only be making a movie if you think that I mean, hopefully they did in their heart believe that they're making the best version of this movie, and somehow that involves all that random sex.
They have to get rid of it. They have to get rid of
the
the
guys watching
long-winded
this
stuff.
movie from 1920 be like, You know what it's missing? Tons of
I call it heart when it's got a lot of intercourse in it.
Yeah, you like the movie.
Yeah, I like the movie because I thought it was funny. One. Yeah. It was funny. Those first scenes were funny. They weren't like hot or spicy or anything. They were just like, oh, look at that.
We're goofy.
Well, look at it.
Really goofy.
I think it would have been good. Cut out all of the extra bullshit that you showed. Squish this movie a little bit together. Like, have the plot. Get rid of the reoccurring shit that you're doing over and over again. Squish it together. Squish the beginning. Don't show that whole ride that he goes on to the place. Just show him arriving at the place.
That's when I went to the bathroom.
Yeah. I said, skip over that. Have him arrive at the place. Have that whole scene go a little bit faster. And then move on. Okay, he gets home. Like, don't have him waiting.
You kind of needed him to take that time because she needed to do her seizuring.
Yeah, but even that was too long. I don't think they need that much seizuring.
What were we going to laugh at?
I really think
William Dafoe.
We were cackling when she was on the beach. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Legs were spread on
her
the
legs
water,
were spread and she was having a seizure, essentially.
Yeah.
What like she was having a moment.
Yeah.
Orlok and whatnot because he already did that with her at the beginning of the movie. So
Yeah.
oh, it's happening again.
I think she was just subconsciously having sex with her.
I think that happens
Every
every
single
time
time.
she was seizuring.
Every
Yeah.
time she was seizuring, she wasn't in her own body, apparently. I don't know.
Seizure
It
sex.
was like
That's what it was.
seizuring. Like, it was
They even
like...
called it seizures.
They even call it
Seizure sex.
seizures. Yeah, she was like kind of having
seizing.
seizures, but it was almost like she was thrusting. It was very...
Quite a lot of
they could have
frontage.
cut out a lot of that and like squished it together and have like a flowing story, and it would have been good. And it could have been like an hour, maybe two, and we would have been done.
But Dracula and vampires are just very horny
You're right.
creatures in general, so I feel like this touches upon it.
He's so horny that he died. That's how horny he was.
We had sex inside.
That's
Death by Snoo Snoo.
Yes, that was the confusing part. Was like, how long was he having sex for? Because
All
it felt like
night.
10
All
minutes.
night, apparently.
Yeah, but like one moment, like night just fell.
Yeah.
and, like
5 hours. Because it was like the first cock crowed.
Yeah.
I think it was 5 hours.
yeah, he's like, oh shit.
Yeah. And she's like, keep going, keep going.
Yeah. I think it was 5 hours because if you think about it, he said the third night is done and it was 12. And then the sun rises at like what, 5? 4?
6.
It's
Depends.
6, 5
Depends
hours.
the season.
So yeah, in Germany.
Yeah.
You don't even know when it rises in Germany. Not one of these people had accents other than Count Orlok. Which I was like, you can't do that and then not execute.
Everybody had English accents in German. Oh my
Everyone-
god, that
you
was
know
one of
why?
these movies.
You know why? Because the movie was supposed to take place in England, and he was supposed to come from there to England, which would have made the boat ride make more sense. Why it was so long for the boat ride? Yes.
Nosferatu took place in Germany. Yeah, it was a German
Oh,
film.
was that? Oh, I might have thinking Dracula. I might be.
Dracula.
Dracula.
You know what reminded us? Dracula Unleashed. Was it Dracula Unleashed? The one where he sees her across the road, and he's like, "I must have her." And I forgot her name. She's in fucking that movie. That's why we were like, "Have we seen this movie before?"
Yeah.
Thinking, "Have we seen something like this before?" And it was the Dracula Unleashed. Was
So many movies.
so
Same exact plot.
so many.
Yeah, because they all copied Dracula. And
Let me try to find the exact name of the movie because we watched it and we're like, "Oh yeah."
Even Renfield is pretty much the
Yeah.
same movie.
Yep.
Or the one Deanna was showing us.
Yeah, Dracula Dead and Loving It.
yeah.
Same.
That's an amazing movie.
Even What We Do in the Shadows, they
Yes.
imply that they have tons of sex together.
The
Yeah.
original What We Do in the Shadows, that movie has oh my god, Watiti cleaning Nosferatu's front 2 teeth, like the two
The
spikes, the fangs. He was cleaning them, and I go,
I thought they like did that scene in this like one. You're like, you stole it.
Yeah.
I wish he should have had 2.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't keep that.
They
just gave him a big Freddie Mercury mustache.
Yeah.
Covered his entire mouth.
That's
it's
like
Dracula, the movie.
Dracula's the motion picture.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
The
Doing fangs in movies seems to be a very challenging thing. I don't know if anyone's perfected it yet.
I don't think so.
I don't know. They did a good job in Nosferatu, the original.
Yeah.
He was creepier in that.
Yeah.
Mm.
He looked cool. Whereas this one, he was just like, oh, really? That's what you're going with?
Especially because of the amount of times they try to like not show him.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he gonna look like?
Yeah.
It's just a guy with a mustache and a comb.
That's just like Nicolas Cage in the other movie we saw. What the heck was that called?
Renfield.
Yes. No, not that one though. The one that was supposed to be like the Silence of the Lambs, where they're like, "Oh my God, you can't see his face." Yes, thank you. Where they're like hyping up how he looks.
Yeah.
It's just him with weird makeup.
Yeah.
All right, so I feel like we're gonna have a lot of animation to talk about this episode.
Yes.
But one more, at least one more live action thing, which is season 2 of Squid Games just dropped on the Netflix, and it's been a long wait for those of us who enjoyed season 1, which I feel like who watched season 1 and didn't like Squid Games. So anyways, I watched the first episode of season 2, so I figure it's like a feeler, right? Because you remember how season 1 ended? Somewhat, I guess, spoilers for season 1.
Where the detectives,
the guy who
going on
won had like a crazy red hair and was like looking like he's gonna be like a badass and do something weird, like he was like Neo at the end of the Matrix or something. And we're like, they like completely backpedal on that, which I think was a very smart thing to do. They show it, but whatever I thought like I'm gonna do something badass momentum he had was like went away, and he's just like in hiding basically. But the first episode was very cool. Like I thought it was a very good episode. It's definitely setting up a lot of things for the show, but it's kind of like how the first episode of season 1, obviously they weren't in the games yet, they're out in the world, and you're catching up with him and seeing like he obviously was like, the whole thing is like he wants to take down this operation. These crazy, whatever they are, ultra wealthy people taking people to their island, killing them for fun, and then they just give one tons of money and send them back off into the world, which probably means nothing to them. So he's of course, just the drives the plot forward is he just wants to put an end to it all. And yeah, there's the detective also, who is still around, and
his brother,
the brother who was, spoilers, part of it. They don't show the brother, but they show the detective, and we catch up with him and the past Clyde. I couldn't remember if the detective met the main character, because that's kind of what is happening at this point. Is like, will their worlds collide? Will they run into each other? Will they know who each other are? I couldn't remember if they had any moments together. It's been too long since season 1. I'm like, I feel like he didn't interact with the players. He was always like not quite there.
He was sneaking around a whole bunch.
He's always like, how do I get there?
Yeah.
How do I get over there?
Exactly. So I don't think that they know who each other are, but you'll see. There's a character, I think he was the one from the beginning of the season 1 where the main character gets like, recruited and interested in the Squid Games. Is they play the game where like they find the bricks at the subway station and try to flip the colors over, whatever it's called. He's like, this is the time of year where that guy will go around and recruit people, so they're like looking out for him, and they find him, and he's the main character's hired some like people to, he's like, I'll pay them like the equivalent of like a few $100,000, if they, like, he's paying them, period, but then I'll pay them like, a significant amount of money of his earnings from season 1 to if they actually like find this person. And so they find him, and then we see what happens. And it's Squid Games, so there's going to be some kind of games involved of that variety, but it's a tense show, and I was like, damn, this show is dark. Kind of forgot how dark it is, but they do kill tons of people in that first game with the giant
the red light, green light.
Yeah, the red light, green light
it's the
challenge.
same game again?
No, I'm just saying, like, oh yeah, I watched season 2 episode 1. I'm like, oh yeah, this show's dark, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is the same show where that happened. Yes. So yeah, I guess it's consistent. So I'm into it so far. So check it out.
Good.
All right. So I watched 2 episodes of the 3rd and hopefully final season of What If. Have you guys seen any of it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All of it?
First 2 episodes.
First 2?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So I, for some reason, felt hyped for this season. I was just like,
And also, I was like, especially season 2 was like where it's just like, how come they're not using this new like cast of characters? They're still going back to like telling stories about original Captain America and like Iron Man. I don't know, it just seemed like it's like use your new cast. So this one is doing that, and there's like things about it that I appreciate. That like, okay, they got Shang-Chi, they got Moon Knight, and they've got Agatha,
Howard the Duck.
I guess Howard the Duck, whatever, is just available. I haven't seen that one yet.
I don't want to hype myself up, but
He was in like the first 2 seasons anyway.
Yeah.
I want him in this season too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, right? It's like, what if Howard the Duck got pregnant or something?
No, it's he. From what I've
hope
read,
that's the name
he
of the
marries.
episode.
No, he like
Darcy?
Darcy
Yeah, that's
gives
also
birth
from
to an
season
egg,
Oh, okay.
and they name. I think his name is Birdie.
She
Birdie
lays an
is his
egg?
name. Yes, apparently his name is Birdie, and Birdie the duck,
Birdie
and
Sanders.
that's their what if they got together and had a kid.
Okay, so
What if?
spoiler warning for the first 2 episodes of season 3 of What If. So the first episode, what was that one?
What if Marvel was Voltron?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I fell asleep to it, and when I woke
I
up,
get it.
I was like, I don't even care what I missed. I actually was convinced that they made a mistake, and I don't know if anyone could prove me otherwise. I thought that, because there was like the old-fashioned animation style, and I guess already getting sleepy brain understood that part as, oh, they outsourced this animation to another company, told them it's the Avengers, and they used the wrong one because everything else is like the modern crew, but then they did like the OG crew. I'm like, well, what's happening?
So there's a very passive moment in the explanation when they're speedrunning
The
it.
exposition, yeah.
And they just go, and the Avengers all died trying to fight the Hulks.
Oh, okay.
And it's so passive, but also why make a TV show about them if the Hulks are still out there killing people
Yeah.
and the Avengers are all dead?
Yeah.
Like a Saturday morning cartoon about a bunch of dead people?
Yeah, the whole thing was very strange. Even like the argument between Bruce Banner and Falcon. And Falcon, like what was that about? Like
Nothing.
Yeah. And listen, Endgame did the on your left thing, and everyone loved it because it was like the only callback they ever had to do. But the number of like, oh my god, that works, that they've done since then, it also like makes me want to throw like every brick I've ever seen into my television.
Yeah.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then even like the when they reconcile, and then Hulk gives them a code that somehow unlocks like DLC, the
On the
ability
suits, to transform into one suit.
into one suit. I'm like, that would have had to have been built into the suit.
Yeah, which we knew was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, so like, why make it that like, oh, this is the code that's gonna make the suit somehow realize that they could do it? It's like, what? That's so stupid.
Yeah,
And
also all your robots suck.
Yeah.
They can't even beat up the little Hulks, and they're on
Yeah.
the beach. They're like, oh shit, we got beat up.
Yeah, and then they turn into Voltron for no reason, because then he turns into that big Hulk thing,
they
whatever.
lose.
Anyway, yeah, it was like, all right, what was the point of any of this?
And then Hulk nukes himself.
Yeah.
Bruce Banner nukes himself.
Oh my God.
It's still a nuke. You're still nuking the Earth.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. The whole thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, he nukes himself with a big gap. Also, I think he forgot the first time it happened to him was an accident. Like that was an accident.
Yeah, that was a fluke.
You
That wasn't something you just do. Yeah.
You could just separate the Hulk from yourself. Like that. It was that
Yeah.
easy that you didn't do it the whole time.
Apparently.
It's a kaiju or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I also didn't
Which
get that
asexually
either.
reproduced for some reason.
either. Yeah, he shot out little Hulk.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
It was very strange.
And yet, I was still kind of bored watching it.
Yeah, it was very boring.
Because even the whole concept of it, you could have just been like, okay, instead of being like, all right, what if Hulk was a kaiju and all this stuff? He just turned into Abomination anyway.
Yeah.
Is you use like, what if Abomination got extra gamma radiation?
Yeah.
And now the Avengers have to fight him like that.
Plus, there was no stakes because you just expositioned away all the stakes that would have happened, saying like, "Oh, the Avengers died." Okay, like it would have been nice to see that, and like,
and why is Tony Stark not the one that builds the giant robots
Yeah.
and unlocks the DLC?
yeah, exactly.
That's the other thing where it's like, it's the strength and weakness of the show at the same time. Like, in this universe, I guess Bruce Banner's pretty good at creating robots. I don't know.
Yeah, you could have also had Riri.
Yeah,
or
that's right.
Or,
that's right. Lionheart.
Yeah, or Black Panther, because she's also really smart.
Yeah. Yep.
Been like the ones like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
hold on, wait, we could do more with these suits.
Make some vibranium suits.
You didn't need Bruce Banner, period.
Nope.
And he should have had long hair and a beard when they showed up. not just a stupid safari hat.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had so many characters in there, like we were saying, like Bucky's hardly used.
He didn't even look like him.
It didn't even look like him. It was like, all right, well, what's the point of that? And then they all show up in their suits. It's like, yeah, but we didn't even see you guys fight as regular robots. Now you're gonna come together like Voltron. There's no investment at all for it.
Yeah, they went, oh, we're gonna go fight Hulk and we're gonna finally beat him, and then only 2 of them go.
Yeah.
We're like, why don't they all go? What is happening?
Yeah, it was very weird. Very
now we need Bruce. It's like, no, you guys need the other 8 suits you have.
yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it was disappointing for sure.
That's just episode 1.
Yeah.
The Bucky is in episode 3, which I barely started. Oh, look at that! We did the same exact.
Barely started, and then
Yeah, I was like, this is for tomorrow.
I wanted to watch more of that one, but I was like, we could watch it later.
Yeah.
It needs to be separate from the other 2.
Yeah.
So episode 2.
oh,
That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
yeah.
And also, I literally left the room and I was like, Tony's like, you want me to pause? I was like, don't pause. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know it exists.
You guys watched it
The
together.
animation was
Yeah.
gross. Like it was just look.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many thoughts. Yeah,
God.
Yep.
that was actually something.
Oh,
You can
100%.
tell they run out of budget.
Wow, it was something my wife said. She was like, "This episode is just like awful to look at."
It's
Yeah.
a fever dream. Like I didn't ask for this
I
shitty
was like,
fever
I
dream.
see what you mean, but I didn't really piece it together on my own. I was just like, She said it during the scene of this episode where they were dancing.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
even my untrained eyes are just like, they all have copy pasted movements. Like you could just tell, like every backup dancer is doing the same thing in symmetry with each other.
Yeah.
Maybe with like, a 5% rotation. It's just like everything looked like it was so just like copy paste.
So gross.
Yeah,
All
it
the
was
dancing
terrible.
was so gross.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand looking at it.
I'll be that guy. There were things about this episode that I thought were really neat and dare I say liked, but there are moments, the way you call it, like diamonds in the rough. There, the message of this episode is what also I wanted to get every brick I already threw in my television through them a second time.
Yeah.
Just where do you even start with something like this? The premise, I think, was bad. Why did it have to be her and them? I don't know.
Why'd it have to be a movie studio that's doing it?
Yeah.
She was just drawing on walls and crap. It didn't have to be a movie thing.
They're filming like a celestial event, being like, keep going. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, he knew the whole time that this wasn't special effects. No shit!
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
What year is it?
Yeah.
Bringing Bollywood together with regular Hollywood doesn't mix. It just doesn't.
Were you happy to see Griffith Observatory?
I was happy to see nothing in it made me love the first episode, and the first episode sucked.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, wow, that first episode was pretty good.
The juxtaposition.
Yeah, because it was so fucking
was
so
real bad.
unbearable. And as an animator, like I'm not the best animator in the world. I'm barely cracking a good animator. But god damn it, I could not look at this fucking episode. And I kept looking away. I cringed looking away from the TV because how gross it looked.
Yeah.
It was
Terrible.
It was terrible.
I'm not an animator, and I was like, you could do better. I've seen better.
Why? Like, we could barely make a move. Let's make them dance.
So for like Matt or anyone who's listening that doesn't know the plot, this was the what if Agatha Harkness
Went to Hollywood.
went to Hollywood.
Whoa.
But it takes place in a world. It's in what decade?
Was she like the Black Dahlia?
1920, 1940.
the Tony Stark
40s.
decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say it was the 40s. Let's say it was like
His dad is
post-war.
real old.
But and the other person who's the co-lead in this episode is a Kumail's character from Eternals, which is cool to see him. I was like, I'm like, they're using the new people.
Yes.
Those little things are just like, that's what they should have been doing, I guess, with like the budget of the first 2 seasons or whatever. Not that, I don't know, the show had heights, but anyways, it was very much like Hollywood sucking its own dick this episode.
Yeah.
And to the point where I was just like, it It got really gross at the end. But it was
when
good.
you saw behind the screen and they were sucking each other off, real Hollywood and all that. And you're like, we could see you.
Harvey
back
Weinstein made a guest appearance.
They didn't even try to cover it.
There's so much baby oil. It was crazy.
So much baby oil was leaking out from behind the screen. I was like, we could see you. We could see you.
So they're filming this, I don't know, like
Shitty movie.
Dancing in the Rain shit, equivalent movie or something, but it's like him from his like their different, I guess, racial dancing perspectives.
Yeah.
Just because he did.
Like the Bollywood dancing versus her, like, classy white woman dancing.
Even though he's an alien,
yeah,
not Indian. He's an alien.
Robot.
I was trying to choose my words carefully, but I guess I still did it poorly.
They're like,
But it was
because
Bollywood
he's
style.
Indian, we got to bring Bollywood in. I was like, not even to be
that's
that
from
way.
the
He's a
Eternals.
robot. He's an alien.
But
He's
he-
a
I-
celestial.
Kumail is actually like Pakistani.
Yeah, I was like, wait
Is
a
he?
minute.
Well, I mean,
Uh-huh.
so yeah. And
I'm just
they
saying
keep
it for the
throwing
fact
him
that
into
why
Indian
did you have to
culture
do
because
that?
he looks
You know?
kind of like it.
That's a little racist, isn't
Well,
it?
you're
No
Irish,
comment
right?
on
Because
it.
you're white, and you're like, no, I'm German. Oh, it doesn't matter. Throw some Irish cheeks in here.
I'm pretty sure you're right, but I also don't know how much cultures blend versus don't blend.
That's why I was like, this is totally a Disney movie. No, you're Indian.
Agree or
Right?
disagree.
Indian, here's Bollywood.
I just know in the Eternals they established that his character has already been in a lot of those films anyway.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch.
Yeah,
the movie, so-
in that movie, they're like, yeah, he's been a star of those kind of movies for a long time.
I think he
pretending
basically
to be his own.
I thought the MCU canon was like he basically is like grandfathered them himself.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch the movie, so
Yeah.
Yes,
That's why I'm
I don't
like-
get hung up about stuff like that.
no. I
but-
just was like, Disney's like, he must be Indian, right? That's
Okay,
me.
so they. It almost like I almost missed it in the dialogue where they're like, Kumail's just like, you already absorbed all my friends' abilities. And
Yeah.
I was like, and they're
Another
all-
exposition
and,
phrase.
and they're all like, whatever. They're not dead, but they basically are because I guess they don't exist without them. And I was like, oh shit, okay, that's plot,
Yeah.
okay. And then she like, I don't know if they say a few words and he's okay with her absorbing his abilities.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I did like seeing it though. I liked seeing his ability absorbed and how that affected her. And then when she goes all
Celestial,
crazy
yeah.
person, you saw Eternals how there's an egg in the center of the earth birthing a celestial that'll in whatever year 2020 it'll birth into an egg. So
Then Harry Styles was there.
yeah, so she absorbs the power of the thing coming from the earth. I guess thanks to Kumail characters' power, right?
Yes, I have no
His
idea.
finger gun ability. She couldn't have shot down there without it.
Yeah, fair that. Bang bang.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then what was his name? The big celestial comes to Earth, and it was like, "What's going on over here?" And she was just like, "Yeah." She was like, "I absorb you too," and it was like Jimmy Eat World.
She became beautiful.
Agatha absorb everything. The show. She becomes a trillion feet tall,
Yeah.
and
A beautiful celestial. Like, she's like a star in the sky.
yeah.
She's fairy-like.
So I like that it went for it. I like that it was crazy, but I do think it was just the Hollywood parts that pissed me off. I think.
Whoa.
I thought it was funny that they became these big giant space creatures and then they just still punch each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that too.
Galactic slugfest.
Yeah.
Made the snarky comments about that. I was like, she has all the Eternals' abilities,
Yeah.
and she's just punching them.
Yeah.
Walking.
And it was
They just had to kaiju punch each other.
yeah, apparently.
So she's a human.
And the other thing's like, again, no stakes, right? Because it's like, oh, this huge, you would think this is a big deal. You got this huge, everyone sees now that there's giant alien god people and people don't care. And they're like, oh, just keep filming it, guys. And
nice
they're like,
movie.
yeah, let's make this into a movie. I'm like,
And then people go see it in the movie theaters, not like they have PTSD from seeing giant people in the sky.
and then like Agatha doesn't have like any, like she just quickly changes like her whole personality. Like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just stop doing what I'm doing.
So yeah, did I miss something? Because
No.
watching the episode, I think the reason how Kumail convinced her to stop being a god of the trillion feet tall is you could keep doing that, or you could live in the limelight like a Hollywood actor.
and she
I'm
was
gonna be a
like,
god.
I want to live in the limelight like a Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
And she gives it all up to be like,
Just like a movie star
And
for
I
like,
would be like,
one
I wanna
movie.
be a god.
She already was.
And then
Yeah, she was already, you're right.
and then the Watcher, who narrates every episode, is just like, Hollywood, this creates wonderful opportunities and memories for everyone.
Yeah, and then he gives up his powers and becomes.
I believe that's why it's the last season.
I feel like there was something else like that was just like too Hollywood blowing itself that like had all the same like ew like feelings that this episode gave me, but yeah,
terrible all around.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was really difficult, especially the end of the episode. I was like writhing, like I
Seizuring on
I was seizuring.
NOSFERATU seizure.
And it wasn't even an orgasm.
That's
Damn.
It wasn't even the good kind of seizure, man.
Maybe a little.
hell yeah.
Okay, so all the episodes are out, right? Or it's like every episode every day, but until New Year's.
There
or something like that.
there is episodes. I'm pretty sure the Howard the Duck one is out too.
Yeah.
Oh,
So more of that as we slowly watch it, but the budget's going to Marvel Zombies now. Is that how it works?
Sure.
so
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. Next animated show, DANDADAN.
DANDADAN.
Rachel have apparently soared past us and watched it all.
I was like, let's just do it. Let's rip off the
What actually won you over to watch this show?
The trailer for the beginning. Well, besides Alex been talking about it, but it was on like number.
We're talking about lots of stuff.
Four. It was number 3 or number 4 on the Netflix, and we were gonna go watch BEASTARS. We were gonna go watch BEASTARS, and I landed on the trailer waiting for him, and I'm like, "Wow, this looks like the intro trailer." I was like, "This looks really cool." I go, "Let's just watch one episode so we can talk about it on the podcast." One episode. We watch the worst episode. I go, "What's the second?"
The boy lost his penis.
I thought it was so. I think the first episode has to be one of my favorite episodes. It's like it was so wild yet so wild, and grounded, and
It's because it's like boy meets girl, and they have like very fun
the ghosts and
arguments with each other.
Yeah.
I can't.
oh yeah.
The
Told you guys would like it.
It's so good, and how it leads into like what it's doing now is like so good. I was like, "That's it? That's all they have?" And it was like fucking 12 episodes. I was like, "More." Do we know if there's gonna be a season 2?
Yeah.
This is season 2.
I think July.
Oh, I gotta wait till July.
If it's number 3, there's got to be a season 2.
It is very enjoyable to watch. The art is really cool. The characters are really cool. It's probably one of, besides Full Metal, I like Full Metal a lot, but like this has to be outboards on the top 5 of animations that.
Oh my God! Speaking of animated shows, I got the full Blu-ray set of Mob Psycho. I basically got it to lend it out. So if you want to binge it, a show that I think is a very good anime. I will lend it to you. So I'm up to like episode 9, I believe. And I think Alex is basically in the same.
Yeah,
place.
wherever you are, it looks like I am.
The show just like sometimes in theory I just want to be like, because I like that when it gets back to like slice of life, it'd be like, okay, what are they like when shit's not going down?
Yeah.
But it doesn't last very long.
It does. Shit is always going down.
always going down.
Every episode, shit is going down, and they introduce a whole bunch of stuff that happens right after that episode that you just said that you're watching. It's like
Further goes down.
that's one of my other favorite episodes with the milk.
The milk one? Oh, was that the next episode? That was the mannequin.
No. Oh, the mannequin one is. I'm sorry. Just
Milk
gets
and the
better and
mannequin.
better.
Milk and a
There's a
mannequin.
milk episode and there's a mannequin episode. It's so I can't even. I don't want to spoil it. It's very good. Keep going.
Oil milk?
Ah.
It's funny. I have to
Sound
feed
good.
my family, and you're like, what the fuck? Without spoiling it. But
And you guys liked it enough that you watched the whole thing.
yes, I mean that says a lot when you're like, keep going, keep going.
And they introduced another character,
They introduce another character a little bit later.
another main character.
Another main character. Yep, you're getting there. And I said, this is Tony's favorite character. When the new character coming up, I went, oh, this is Tony's favorite character. And all right.
Interesting.
Gianna was petting it because she's like,
there's still someone in the intro that we don't see yet. I was like, oh, okay.
And when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, this. I literally said, this is in the first episode this character's in. I go, this is going to be Tony's favorite character. That's it. But, sorry.
Okay. So to give you guys a very brief break before you talk about another anime, I'll give my Kyler,
that's what your girl name is. Kyler.
spoiler-free Dragon Ball Daima episode review. I believe this is episode 12 of what may be a 20-episode show. The Vegeta. Anyone who likes Vegeta should watch this show just to watch this episode. It's interesting because it's like you also have to watch this through the eyes of like we don't know 100%, but like if this is the last show that actually had like creative involvement from the creator of the series altogether before he died, then like anything after this is basically even more glorified fan fiction. So it's like if you want just like have the appreciative know that we don't know if like Toriyama like said like this should happen or if he just gave like a passive approval of like story points, but it's like it's like that's also like something you get out of watching Daima. So there's something that happens in this episode with Vegeta, very cool, and everyone can rejoice.
I think I got spoiled.
You know what it is already?
Yeah,
I did.
I watched the show on Hulu, and the preview image is the spoiler. I'm like, well, I guess this is going to happen.
I spoiled it for him. I was like, oh my God, I saw a picture and I sent it to him. And
Wow.
look who this is. It was me. I'm usually the spoiler.
You're the problem. It's you.
We're on episode 4 or 5 now?
Yeah, we watched a couple of
We watched them.
Have they got to the first Tamagami fight yet?
No.
Not yet.
I don't think so.
We got
the ones that have the Dragon Balls.
We got it. No, we got up to the part where the girl gets introduced.
Yeah.
Okay.
The girl's there now. She took off the...
Yeah.
I was like, you're from the intro.
Yeah. The setup.
I feel like the whole like setup is like a little sluggish, but then once I think you get to like the first Tamagami fight, which you're probably maybe an episode away, then I feel like the pacing gets a lot better.
Quite literally sluggish because they go to the store to buy bugs.
Yeah. the bugs seem like they're just like here's lots of foreshadowing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Like there could be fusions. Yeah.
Especially Goku being like, buy all the bugs.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Endless amounts of money.
Yeah.
There's new characters. I don't know if that got spoiled for you too. There's new villains. And they're very fun. Yeah, that's my Kyler Daima spoiler free.
Is this subbed or dubbed right now? Is it just subbed?
Sub.
It's subbed, but I think I saw something random saying like the dub would start on Crunchyroll in January. So
It's fine sub.
yeah,
Even AJ's watching it subbed. His knuckles going on, but he's watching it.
Oh, wow.
honestly, yeah, you get the plot even if you're not reading it. I think it's cool. I think the action looks great. It's like they had way more time to make the show than they had to make Dragon Ball Super. So I think it's fun and it's an easy enough show to watch. So and it's on Hulu, like I said, but it's on like everything. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, we're
it's
watching
on
it on
Hulu. It's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, wow.
Obviously. I think that's like the reason why it's not getting promoted because it's everywhere. So not one streaming service
Is promoting
it
it.
has cares to.
Yeah.
But maybe the dub will be Crunchyroll specific.
I do like that every episode, even if it's got like a slow pacing, regardless, they have some kind of like action set piece so far. Even like the whichever one that we watched latest, with the one where they do buy the bugs and it's like so much exposition, they still have like fun moments, like where they launch them across the world of that giant Q-tip.
Yeah.
And then the battle where they introduce the girl, and that was both like really fun moments. Yeah.
Which like if this show is Dragon Ball GT with Pan, then there's Ponzi now. It's like she's like here's the Pan character.
That's what I was telling Matt. I was like, Matt, this has got a lot of GT energy. Like it has a lot of Dragon Ball energy, but also GT, where you have like the taller guy, that's Trunks. Then you have the those Pan. I'm like, oh, this is very, very similar.
Yeah, it has like whatever Adventure Element GT tried to do, may not have succeeded at. And yeah, I feel like it kind of skips over Z, but then when it gets into the fights, they're like, oh yeah, now it's a Dragon Ball Z show. But Goku's using his Power Ball, and still has like this takes place post Majin Buu fight, so they're capable of this transformations and stuff. They're getting used to their little kitty bodies and stuff, but they still have all that power. Yeah. I am curious how this show will end, because it is setting up. I think they don't care is the takeaway, but they're setting up just a continuity. I say, and I care about the canon or whatever. Yeah. But it's like setting up like a continuity like disaster, basically. Like it is funny when it tries to like make it all fit, or not make it all fit, but like, they make nods to like things will happen in the future, like Universe 7, or like they'll show what's his name, Goasu, who was that older guy that was with Zamasu, and they'll show him in like a lore dump at one point and be like, oh, look at them trying to make an effort to make things make sense later. But then there'll be other things that happen that just like, well, this never happens again. So we'll see if they I feel like they just won't give a shit. They'll just like, yeah, Super and Daima don't really go together that well, but it is what it is.
And
Have they shown Goku yet?
Have they shown Goku yet?
Gohan?
I think you said Goku on.
Gokuan?
SpongeQuan?
Yeah, they're gonna eat the bugs and cheese. No, they should Gohan in the opening credits. But for some reason, I don't even know why he's there, because he's not in the show.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
What about like Trunks or Goten?
We don't talk babies.
There's the first episode, and then they get turned into babies, and there's just a smaller group.
Yeah.
There's the A team and the B team. There's the A team with Goku, Supreme Kai, who's dropped so much lore, but it's fun. The new character named Glorio, who's the future Trunks-esque guy, and then later they meet Pansy. That's the A team, and then there's the B team, the people that have to catch up with them, which is Vegeta, Piccolo, Bulma. I forgot the name of the new character. He's one of the best characters, though. He's just like so plain faced, but when he talks, he's just like, I just want to be dancing at the clubs, and then sometimes like, and even though it's like they're transformed into children, and you're like, oh, this looks like a kiddie show. That character talks to Vegeta, and like, he's like, he's just like, I could marry you. And then Vegeta's like, I already have a wife. And he's like, oh, so you're a boobs guy, huh? And then Vegeta just like does this, and then Piccolo in the back is just like, he didn't deny it. So it's like it is not for kids.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, that's the B team, and where I am, I think they basically have finally met up with each other.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see what happens. It seems like I just got this episode was just like a fair. I feel like there's the episodes that are like, because they're trying to. There's only 3 Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm, and I just got off like a big fight episode, which I feel like is like the bulk of the energy goes to it. But then the question is, will the episodes in between feel kind of fillery? Will they be more lore dumps to like make up for it? So we'll see. But like you said, there's gonna be like a 2-week break. Or a week-long break. Yeah. The show's on hiatus. Maybe forever.
Maybe? Don't know. Don't know.
We have a week to catch up. All right. So you guys have been watching the final season, BEASTARS? Or
Part 1 of the final season,
of course.
because Netflix is doing everything Part 1 and Part 2.
You gotta watch that too, because we're actually all the way up to that season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this season is a little less, before we start, a little less sexualized than the first.
Not fuck.
The story is still good. It's more so about what happens after he eats what's his face's leg, Louis' leg, and how he's trying to settle in his normal life of like, he dropped out of school, so now he lives in the city, and he's working at a udon place with his owl who makes the udon. And he delivers. You get introduced to sea characters, and there's a whole world under the sea also.
That makes sense.
And you get introduced to this seal that like talks about how life is a little different in the sea, where like everybody eats everybody, and it's just a part of life, like the circle of life. Like they know they're might be eaten, and that's just, it is what it is. Nobody complains about it. It's not really it's not really like, oh, like the carnivores eat the you know, the herbivores, and it's not really seen as like a separation between both. There's also a big underplay of who's taking over that gang, the lion gang, because the leader died.
Originally, it was the deer guy.
Yeah, but I don't. There's somebody who shows up, a big baddie who shows up, who he's trying to also track down, and Louis trying to track him down too.
Yeah, and yeah, so that you get to learn more about what's the wolf's guy's name?
Louis,
No, Louis the deer.
the main guy.
Is his hair normal again?
Is his hair normal? Was his hair changed?
Yeah. For like a whole season.
I think it's normal then because I don't remember it.
He was like shaved.
Oh yeah, it's normal. It's normal.
It's normal now. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Though, but his hair's normal. He has like
He looks cooler
he
with
has
the
a
normal.
scar.
Yeah. He's back to looking cool again. Yeah, but yeah. So we learn more about his story about like his parents and his stuff like that.
Grandfather, you
Yeah.
get to see the differences between like breeds and stuff, like
Yeah,
different
and
mixes.
So then you also learn about what do you call it? The BEASTAR that is currently the BEASTAR, right? Like he has a horse, but. Yes, so they talk about like what is his role in society, and then you have the whole thing with the what do you call it? There's like a lot of different threads coming together,
And then there's a lot of like you see him interact, like the bunny and what's his face, Shushi, Harui, and whatever. The two big
Lego
characters,
She is the wolf. Lego She.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah.
Haru, right?
Oh, Haru, yeah.
Goshi. So
Lego
you
She.
don't really see them interact a lot. You do, but you don't because they're growing in their own ways as like characters. So you see her struggling with the idea of being with like a
carnivore.
because it's so foreign to people that like them dating. But she has a friend who dates like a carnivore, and she's like, how it's like they're so open and so about it, and you see what happens there. And
She was kind of slutty for the first few seasons.
The rabbit?
they
Haru, yeah.
They must have gone like
No, she brings up why she was like that.
Oh yeah, because she
No, don't spoil it. But yeah, she brings up why she was like that.
Yeah.
and I was just too horny.
Damn, spoiled.
But you don't really see them together too much. Who you do see together is Louis and the wolf girl get closer.
I forgot her name, too.
I forgot her name. The other gray wolf, the girl gray wolf.
Yeah.
You see them get closer, but the issue with that is that he is engaged to be married to another deer. But closer as in she wants to date him. She's like in love with him like she was the gray wolf before.
It's not so funny when someone hasn't seen this shit.
I know.
Yeah.
He's
It
engaged
sounds-
to another deer.
Yeah. Out of context, it's like very
Out of context because he's a deer.
Yeah.
He's a brown deer or something like that. So his dad's really rich, and just pretend like I told Tony, just pretend like these are people, and it gets a lot easier and becomes less like fetishy. There is a few
Same way you like
where it's
Animania.
questionable. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a few scenes which are questionable. I'm like, what the fuck? Like last season, there's a few scenes that I'm like, what is going on? What's happening? The llama next door.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Llama next door.
The neighbor
What is happening? No, he moves into an apartment building and he meets all the people in the apartment building. And he's also, because he ate Louis' leg, he's going through withdrawal symptoms of eating
Makes
meat,
sense.
and it's like a drug. So he's in a lot of pain. I like this season, to be honest, a little bit more than the last one because this one has more like story.
Yeah.
Like this one has more like less like sexy bunny rat foot like furry things on that.
Mystery.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
season,
A
there's
lot of him learning how to fight.
Yeah.
this is a lot of him living like not a normal life, but him trying to figure out things like
He's trying to figure out what his purpose is, kind of, because he's like, I was going to school, now I'm not going to school, now like I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
This is a sad part of this season. I was like back to back. I was like, don't make me cry anymore. I don't want to cry anymore. There's another sad part where it talks about his backstory, and it was just sad.
Yeah. It was a sad episode. But yeah, so you get to see him meet with the BEASTAR and like how the BEASTARs, what his role is and why he what he wants Legoshi to do, and like so that everybody has their own thing of what they want to do. Louis struggling with his stuff.
See new animals. Like my favorite one is it's not really a spoiler at all. It's the sloth.
Oh yeah.
The sloth. He's a tattoo artist, but he keeps like either maiming or killing his clients
because he's so slow.
But he's so slow doing it that he's just into the person, and he just doesn't know. Like he'll still be having the conversation after the person leaves.
Why are people still going to this guy?
Good
How
question.
does he have more than one guy going?
Very good question.
Tattoo shop. I don't know.
Killing.
And I feel bad
Fire
because
him.
he's like, he's just so cute because he just seems like.
He's too
Like,
cute.
but but because he's so slow, he's still talking to the person when they're not even there. I just think it's cool because we haven't seen a sloth, we haven't seen a seal. I was very excited to see the leopard. Was it a leopard seal?
Oh, I don't know what
I
type of seal. I don't know.
Was. And he's funny. Him and Louis have a weird, strange relationship where they went to a hot spring and he was trying to teach him the language of underwater because they have a whole different language. So he's like, if you ever drown, just say boo, and like he's going, go underwater, and it pushes him underwater. I think that's funny how he just doesn't care. He's naked in the house. And he goes, oh my god. When he walks into his house, he was like, oh wait, put on some clothes. He goes, okay, I'll go put on some clothes. And he goes, wait, I shouldn't be enforcing my culture on him because that's not his culture.
So then he takes off his clothes and like, fuck.
He must.
Did they go to hot spring?
It's his culture.
I forgot where they met. Oh no, they met because he was delivering the udon.
Yeah.
All right, it's cool.
Hey, he stayed way longer than he should have.
It was.
Deliver your damn food.
I like them introducing some characters where you're like, and the old ones are still there. So it's like you're really exploring like the world, the mice, so good.
And to go back to the drama club too.
They do go back to the drama club. They do go back to school. It's like a little bit of both. So.
And the way it ended, we were like, what? That can't be the end of the show.
The ending of it. We didn't know.
So I had to Google it, and then figured out, oh, this is part one. Okay. Yeah. Because they keep you longer on the streaming service.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You said
They tried the 1 week, it didn't work.
You're telling me that Squid Games is doing that too?
Yeah, apparently.
Does that mean it's ending? Like, will it end on season 2?
I have no clue.
I think they're just doing it to keep people subscribed.
Yeah, it's called another season.
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're short seasons. Just commit.
They won't do that.
Okay.
It's too hard for them.
But it sounds like it's solid. It sounds
I
like...
really suggest it. Push through the first season.
Was there an episode where one of them absorbed every Eternal and grew and then ate the...
Yeah, that was the last episode. I was like, how did it end like that?
Yeah, if that was the ending and it didn't have a part 2, I would have been very angry. Like
I think everybody would have been angry.
I think people in the we looked it up on Reddit, was it? That if that was the last one and people said, how could they blah 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 blah, and somebody goes, how are you fishing people into thinking this when there's a part 2?
Maybe Netflix is not doing a good job. Because if they're not communicating that well, part of all these seasons, and you're probably losing people.
Until I scrolled. We were later on Christmas when you left. We watched something and watched a movie, and it was on. I was like, BEASTARS is out. They didn't even advertise it that well. Where I was like, I didn't even know it came out.
I'm surprised. That show's cool.
It is.
Yeah, it's got a huge fan.
It's they follow like the manga like slide by slide. They're pretty good with following it because I picked up the first one. And I was like, this is essentially already what I watched from the show.
And this is why they're saying season 3 is the final season without it making season 4 the next part, because they're saying the mangas came out in 3 parts, so they want to follow
the end.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But hopefully that means like they need to make it just as long as it needs to be. Like if it has to be a little bit longer, just call it another part.
Yeah.
Netflix is like, we got you covered. We're really good at that.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking worry about that.
You should see what we're doing at Cobra Kai.
They don't even tell people they understand.
So I suggested first season, trigger warning, is very sexualized. I guess it's just a kid growing up and figuring.
If you didn't like the first 2 seasons, you're not going to watch this show.
You're not going to watch the show. So you could try it. Just pretend, like I always tell Tony, like when certain scenes come, I go, they're human beings. I thought, just pretend like they're humans. And I'm like, there you go. Then the weirdness.
They're just people in suits.
Yeah.
Furries.
That makes it less weird.
All right.
Good deal. All right, so that basically covers our media of the topics of this week, which begs the question: you, in your heart, do you have any optimism?
Of course I do.
Oh,
And
I know I was talking to you.
And I was ready for this. I've been ready for this. Okay. All right. So, oh yes. Sorry, guys. Welcome to the Optimism Corner. I've had a rough week. How are you? All right, guys. So I have some fun vampire facts for you since we went to see NOSFERATU's.
NOSFERATU's.
Nose for rat soup.
NOSFERATU. That's better. There's a rare disease called porphyria. Yeah, called the vampire or Dracula disease, causing vampire-like symptoms such as extreme sensitivity to light, sometimes hairiness, and in extreme cases, teeth might be stained reddish brown, and eventually the patient might go mad. All right, and then Matthew. All right, so one of a good depiction of a vampire is there was a woman called Countess Bathory, and she was the most famous of the vampires, quote unquote. She was accused of biting the flesh of girls and torturing them and bathing in their blood and retaining her youthful beauty. She was, by all accounts, a very attractive woman. I don't know.
So
why
we
that
can
was
confirm.
So yeah, it works.
I don't know. All I can say is that a lot of those facts were given by men, and she was a very powerful woman back then. So people assume that none of those were true and that they just wanted to take her land. So that's another thing.
Oh, like just witch shaming her,
Yeah,
just
pretty-
to.
Essentially, I have one more. Let me find it. All right. So there's also Chinese vampires. They're called, oh God, I'm not even going to try that. They're called corpse hoppers in Chinese, and had red eyes and crooked claws. They were said to have a strong sexual drive that led them to attack women as they were stronger.
Jeez.
Getting less cool, but
Yeah.
The corpse
The original Harvey Weinstein.
Yes. The corpse hoppers gained the abilities to fly, grew long white hair, and also were able to change into wolves. So they also had,
It's a large power set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, they also had their set of vampires too.
Wow.
yeah,
Which is cool.
take away that necrophilia element, and they're pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's it. That's all.
Oh, nice. So is that why Castlevania Alucard has long white hair?
Probably. That's probably.
Cultural vampires.
Yeah.
Watch Castlevania.
And you know what else you could watch? Season 3 of Batwoman.
Yay. Batwoman. We're on an episode that now has to do with Poison Ivy.
Again?
Wait, we did that? Guess what? We're running it back.
Actual Poison Ivy or consciousness of Poison Ivy?
Yeah, you don't ask underground Poison Ivy. You don't ask those questions. Okay, it's just Mary Poison. Mary Ivy.
Mary Ivy.
So this episode starts with them capturing Ryan's brother, because it starts with this like dope ass music, and it's like and she's like, hey, we're gonna make a business deal, and he's like, yeah, good thing we're keeping it secret from my mommy. And and then mommy's cars all pull up, and she puts him in little like hand grip, not even handcuffs. She just like holds his hands by his back, and then they take him because they want to cryogenically freeze him. And then Ryan's mom goes, okay, now tell me more about what you need help with. And then the episode actually starts. So yeah, it was a weird cold open of just, it kind of felt like they were swatting him. It felt like it.
That was really strange.
Huh.
I also don't know who Mom's task force is because later on in the episode, she mostly just has doctors. So I don't know why she has this whole force of police right now, but whatever. Anyway, so now it's all about Ryan trying to find Mary and Alice because they're on the lam and they're running around. And now, because it's nighttime, Mary's no longer inflicted by the true poison ivy curse because only sunlight makes her a plant lady. Just like poison ivy in the earth. That's why you know sunlight for her.
And a calculator.
And a calculator. So they're driving around and basically Mary's like, look, I'm the only Alice is like, I'm the only one that's helping you, Mary. No one else is helping you. I'm the one that's by your side. I haven't left you. Please get these nanobots out of my body.
Okay.
So Mary's like, all right, fair enough, because if they find you, they find me. I don't want to be alone. We're going to have to get these nanobots out of your body. So they're like, how are we going to do that, though? Because they're all nanobots and they're in my bloodstream.
Right.
So they...
As one would.
Yeah. As it's a good question to ask.
Yeah.
They say, let's find men at the bar who have the same blood type as you and do a full blood transfusion in the van.
Why not just break into a hospital and get the blood?
No.
Okay.
Let's go to a bar, keep testing guys' blood.
Like a way better idea.
Yeah.
Not like maybe a mini EMP to just turn off all the nanobots, or
No, that's not even an option.
Access to that. And plus, there's no potential for HIV if you don't see this way.
Yes.
So a woman with an EMP, what?
So Mary has Alice has a really smart idea because she's like, I don't want them to track me. My blood is how they're tracking me. So she keeps leaving bloody handprints all over different cars because the nanobots are in those handprints. And Luscious is like, I don't know where the fuck she is. The nanobots everywhere. I can't find her. Even though you would think, like, a single nanobot or however many on a van is not the same as, like, 100 million on
a
a
cluster
body.
of them.
But no, it's
Perfectly execute the plan.
yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, well, Mary's not using her actual credit card. She's hiding. She can't. Apparently, Poison Ivy Mary threw her phone off a bridge. And, like, we can't find her anywhere. We have to find another way to track her. Meanwhile, Ryan is like, I need your scientist, Mommy, to please make a cure for Poison Ivy. And Mommy goes, okay.
Oh, that easy, huh?
And they actually do it, too. They make
Oh, all right.
They make an antidote. The same day. The same day, actually.
So Batman couldn't figure that out? He doesn't have a group of scientists that wait.
Who the hell's that?
That's the wrong show. Wrong movie. Not
Yeah.
the same.
And the drama of the episode comes from Sophie being like, I'm sorry I don't have Alice. And everyone's like, Sophie, you were supposed to be watching her. What do you mean she didn't come home with you? Meanwhile, Alice left at the fight with Batwoman and Luscious. It's like they fucking forgot that happened. Because they're like, what do you mean you weren't home to watch her? It's like, she wasn't home. Like, why are you blaming Sophie for this? But Sophie's
passing
like,
the buck?
Yeah, she's like, well, I wasn't home. I was out with someone else. It's like, yeah, you had sex with Renee. Whatever. Who cares? No one really cares. Renee Montoya, this episode doesn't even do nothing.
Oh, all right.
She leaves a note and doesn't show up for the rest of the episode.
Damn.
She was on vacay.
Yeah, she's basically on vacation. So, Ryan's brother, the Joker boy now.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
They're
that.
trying to freeze him because he if he's frozen, they can find out how to cure him. It's not like they have a lab of scientists that can figure this out in a day.
And they're already curing Poison Ivy.
Yeah, in a day. Because they have a lab of scientists that were able to figure out in a day.
Right.
But no, they don't. It's not like they have that. So
Oh,
they can't
of course
figure it out
not.
for him, so they got to fucking freeze him.
Of course,
So
yeah.
they're freezing him, and he's like, Mom, I'm really sorry, Mom, because I didn't mean to do this. I love you, Mom. And then she's like, oh, it's okay, baby. And he breaks the handcuffs because they're frozen. Snaps
right,
them
of
off,
course. Yes.
puts her in a chokehold, and he's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. And now, from this point forward, let it be known that he has all the mannerisms of the Joker.
Immediately, just like that.
From this point forward,
Maybe
he is the Joker.
spring up first.
Nope.
Old was it?
No, they say he's always been like this.
But there's episodes that say otherwise.
Yeah, the rest of the season.
he was just hiding.
From this point moving forward, no more hiding.
Okay.
He's the
Okay,
Joker.
gotcha. Just full on Joker.
Yeah.
All right.
So he takes the antidote that they made for Poison Ivy because he's like, Ryan betrayed me, and now I want the antidote because she really wanted this so badly that she betrayed me. So he goes to Luscious's house while Luscious is at Wayne Manor, and he's like, your dad has a nice pen. He's got a really nice pen. And he's like, don't touch the pen, please. That's my dad's pen. He's like,
My dad's gonna get real angry when he finds out he does
it's too bad he's fucking dead.
My dad's gonna be real angry and he's gonna use that pen. Don't touch the pen.
So Luscious is smart. He's like, security. And so security shows up and he pens this fucking security guy in the neck and it kills him.
Oh,
And
like in Batman 1989.
My dad's
with the mayor.
And like the Dark Knight with the pencil.
Oh yeah, that too.
So Joker
and
likes
utensils.
writing utensils,
Yeah.
big time. So
same guy.
basically, he's basically the same guy. So now Joker, I'll just call him Joker. That's what he is. Let's
Okay.
be real, right?
Yeah.
His name's Marcus. Look how that clicked. Why did
Whoa,
that
just because he wanted to start calling him Joker.
Something else. My brain's like, no, this is his name out. He's the Joker. So then Luscious, he's been hurt from the last episode where he was caught up in vines. So he's wearing a sling, and he takes the sling off to fight, which I don't know what the strategy is.
Okay.
Instead of just fighting with the one arm you have free,
Right.
he takes off the sling to fight, and then the Joker just instantly gets the fucking arm he took out of the sling, which makes sense. And he's like, ah! It's like, shit that happened. What the hell? It was crazy. So then Ryan shows up. Sophie shows up to Ryan's mom who's passed out, and he's like, oh my God, are you okay? She's like, yes, but we need to get that antidote to Ryan so she could save Poison Ivy. And they open the drawer for the science, like where the serum would be, and just a dead scientist falls out. It's like she forgot that her son just went on a murder spree and left. Don't know what the plan was. Yeah, she's like, wait, what was happening? So then Ryan shows up, and she meets the Joker in Wayne Manor. Luscious is on the floor. Owie, my arm. And she's like, what do you want? Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. He's like, I want you to do your resignation letter as CEO of Wayne Enterprises and give me all your stock options.
Oh, he just wants money?
So she's like, oh, okay. She fucking signs that shit.
Oh.
And then he walks out. As many villains do in this show.
Well, okay then.
Just walk yeah.
Turns his back on her and walks out.
Oh, interesting.
But now she has a serum because she's like, okay, I need to get this to Mary ASAP. The sun's going to rise soon. And she's going to turn full
The
poison.
sun's getting low.
Sun's getting real high.
Very high up in that sky.
Wait, so does does the sunlight off of the moon not count?
No.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't ask that. Also, Poison Ivy now has mind control powers. I think I forgot to mention that.
By the way.
When she's at the bar, she looks at people in the eyes, and she can fully mind control them just by looking at them. And her eyes turn green, and then their eyes turn green, and then they listen to whatever. It's like the Force when someone's like, these are not the droids you're looking for.
Oh, my
She
God.
does that shit the whole time in the bar.
Interesting.
And they do.
It's kind of like the Batman and Robin, where she would kiss like people and control them after her lips touch.
That
Yeah.
made more sense than just like.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
the pheromones. But this is just eye contact.
Yeah.
Her contact lenses glow, their contact lenses glow, and that's how you know they're under her control.
Prolonged eye contact.
And that's how they find the O negative blood type that they're looking for
Oh
at the
my
bar.
God,
through eye contact?
I gotta go. That's my question. I gotta go.
So Luscious is like, wait a second. Oh my God. I just realized that Mary, if she did snap out of the poison ivy thing, she'd want to stay Mary's for as long as possible. So she would need to drink coffee. Oh my God. We found that her points were redeemed at this coffee shop. That's where she is. This is after he says, we just checked every camera in Gotham to facial recognize her, and we can't find her anywhere.
But you can find her coffee points.
See, he wants to remain her for so long. The one thing she's gonna do is go buy coffee. I will never understand.
And it's done. You remember how the CW Flash would do like, oh, someone said one word, therefore I triggered off into. Sophie says the word jitters, and he's like, jitters?
Oh my
She
God.
needs coffee. Coffee is the clue. Oh, she used her reward points. Good, we're gonna find her now.
What if she? What if she got energy drinks instead? They would be screwed, huh?
No, only coffee, and she had to use her reward points.
I just feel to know that this plot ended up happening in real life with the assassinating of the.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
couldn't find this person anywhere, but it was at a coffee shop.
yeah, yeah.
It's true.
Imitates.
It's and then the final season's finale when someone rats her out at McDonald's.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So they now Batwoman pulls up full Batmobile, full gear, finds a truck, stops him in its place, and she's like, "Mary, I need you to take this serum now because you're being a real bitch." And Alice is like, maybe she doesn't want to take it. Maybe she likes being like this. She's kind of sexy now. And then Batwoman's like, no, this is Mary. Mary wants this. Mary's like, I don't want this.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
No, yeah. So she contact lenses Batwoman, and she's like, what would you do with me if I don't take the serum? And Batwoman's like, we'd chain you up until we figure out a way to stop you.
Whoa.
This is Batwoman on the CW. I'll have sex with you.
I would change you.
There's no consent.
Just like Alice, over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the real answer. I'll let you go like we did Alex. It's like she's the proof case that you're fine.
Yeah.
Don't you kill anyone. I'm going to kill a lot of people. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, bye.
In this episode, she runs over a cop with a car.
Oh,
for
wow.
no reason.
Damn,
She
okay.
definitely-
My sister will go, you're fine.
He literally just...
Wow.
Yeah.
I like God, white women drivers.
So then Mary Poison Ivy then uses Revines and traps Batwoman, and she's like, crushes the serum in her hand. So no more serum. And now the scientist who made the serum is dead in the closet. You know, that's how it happens.
As one would be after making
It's a shame.
And now Mary and Alice are off on the lam. They go to a hotel room, and now Mary's like, I'm Poison Ivy. This is my new costume. I got hair in a skinny corset. I got a corset. And then the Joker's on TV. He's like, Wayne Enterprises is mine now. What I told you guys I was going to do this. And he's like, even Joker on the like his little meeting thing, he's like, I'm now in charge.
Oh my God.
And he's like slapping his knees a bunch. I don't know why. This is like part of his Joker thing. He's like Pennywise. Yeah.
And then the stock just plummets.
Yeah. Wait, why did I think that was gonna work? And then that's basically how the episode concludes with Poison Ivy being like, he looks fun.
So they gotta team up.
Also, Batwoman says, because we're no longer CEO of Wayne Enterprises, the Batcave's locked. We can't get in there.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's her?
Yeah, but that's overdoing it. It's just her in a hotel room like this on the wall.
Oh, sorry.
That's definitely an over gratification of
If it was that, that'd be like not bad.
But yeah, they're like, nope, Batcave's locked because we don't have Wayne Enterprises no more.
They cover some serious ground this episode.
Yeah, Mary.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm seeing different images of like
Yeah.
the woman, like that's Arrowverse.
Oh.
Sorry.
I mean,
that
it
is Arrowverse.
Maybe you've seen. Oh, that's probably regular Poison Ivy. She probably comes back because she's in the ground.
I'm sorry.
I don't care. You see how I just talked about this show for like 30 minutes? I don't give a
Wait.
shit about this thing.
I get it. Copy paste, but the copy.
I'm just glad that somebody takes her out of the ground and waters her.
This show does sound more interesting than the freaking What If show, though.
You know what? The way you describe it, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it sounds stupid, fun,
Yeah.
awesome, and the stuff that I've seen with you has been hilarious.
We gotta watch the next episode.
I would love
together.
to. Please.
This leaning against the wall. Like
That's
that.
it.
So he's ready to do business.
Now, see, does that not tell you I describe it how it is?
Yeah.
Like, no, she's just leaning on the
She's
wall.
like, yeah. There's me now.
I'm Poison Ivy. This is my corset.
This is the best we could do. Their budget and time. Well, thank you for taking your time and checking out our episode of Pseudo Adults, everyone. We had a good time. We hope you did too. And we'll catch you on the next one.
I'm Alex.
I'm Rachel.
This is Tony.
And I'm Kyle. We are Pseudo Adults.
The ending. Whoa, the ending.